But obviously, the biggest news of the NFL weekend here. I'm going to try something a little different here now with these videos. But the biggest news of the weekend, obviously, Taylor Swift is at an NFL game supporting her boyfriend or soon-to-be boyfriend, Travis Kelce. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Just a little gameplay of just the Chiefs and Bears from the last week. Just me playing while I'm talking at the same time. But we'll talk about that here. So, obviously, if you don't know who Taylor Swift is, you've been living under a rock for the last, I don't know, 15 years or so, maybe even more. She's one of the biggest stars, if not the biggest star in music right now. I'm still trying to figure out what the big hype is. Obviously, she's good and everything, but just what everybody is. But we'll get to that and everything. So we're here to talk about, is she good for the NFL? So she was spotted at the Chiefs game up in the box with Mama Kelce, dropping the LFG there, up in the stands once Travis scored a touchdown and everything. She seemed to be enjoying the game. Obviously, the camera the entire time was on her, and that's what we're here to talk about today, whether it's good or bad for the NFL. Could be a good thing, could be a bad thing, but that's, I guess, for you to decide, and it's everybody's opinion here. But we'll talk about, obviously, the biggest, get him, biggest pro for Taylor Swift being, I'm going to say, I don't keep calling her in the NFL, but it's just all the headlines and everything. That's the only thing I see is Taylor Swift. She's the biggest marketing gold mine ever. Even if her and Travis Kelce don't work out, which I hope they do. I'm not wishing bad love life on anybody. So I hope they're perfect for each other. But obviously, one of the biggest things is if you're in that GM office or you're that president office or even Roger Goodell in the NFL, your eyes are lighting up with money signs right now. Because it doesn't even matter if they work out. Like I said, wishing the best of luck. But they could date for a year and they can only come out with, get stuff for like a year, like money-wise, but it'd still be a multi-million-dollar thing just off her alone. So obviously she's a big star in industry, but one of the other things she does is she attracts these Swifties, is what I guess what they call them, people who just like fan boy or fangirl over her and everything. I saw a video that there was I don't know how true it is, but like a conspiracy thing where she maybe left the game in like a popcorn but cart looking thing, which I don't believe that, but that's the kind of stuff people are sitting there waiting for her to come out so they can just see her. And I've seen like on TikToks, videos, anything like of her people at her concerts, like they're going crazy. They go crazy just for her mom. I saw one video, they were like crying because they met Taylor Swift's mom. I couldn't imagine being in an NFL game and then you see Taylor Swift there. Obviously stars are going to go and everything, but she attracts all sorts of people. So like revenue wise, that's just cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. Get it here? Money-wise, like I was saying. So she's not only going to attract the NFL fans that are coming there already just to watch the Chiefs and support them. She's going to get these other people who have no idea what football is. They just want a glimpse of Taylor Swift, or they want to be at the same place Taylor Swift is and be associated with Taylor Swift. Like I said, I don't know the whole fiasco on him, or not fiasco, but the whole ordeal, why she's so big compared to all these people, but it is what it is. And then that can lead to, if it does work out between those two, let's say they do start dating really well. I know Usher was just announced as the halftime show, but in the future, like, she could be a Super Bowl halftime performance, and you see how big she is right now. I can only imagine what the Super Bowl would be like for them. But I guess that can kind of lead us into our cons here. First thing, and this is just conspiracy, like I said, I'm not wishing bad luck upon anyone. I don't want this to be true. I don't think it's true. Like I said, I personally don't think this is true, so don't like come at me and say I said this. No, I don't think this is true. But there are people out there saying that this is all just for show. Like, she's getting more publicity now because she's dating Travis Kelce. So she's getting more cameras, more eyes, more people buying her stuff, knowing who she is. People in the NFL now knowing who she is if they didn't know already. So, like I said, I don't believe that, so don't come at me saying I said it's true or not. Oh, wow. Sorry. But yeah, we got those things. So I don't think it's true, but that's one thing people are saying. So that should be a con for it. And then another thing I saw, it was a meme. But the more I sat down and I thought about it, I kind of like, well, yeah, it's kind of true. The Chiefs are obviously going to make the playoffs. I mean, barring injuries, anything bad happening, they're going to make the playoffs. And then when it comes time for that, they might only have one home game, two home games. Maybe get the first round bye and have home field throughout the whole thing. We don't know. But when it comes time to those ticket sales for playoffs, and it applies for regular season games too, not just playoffs, but all those Swifties, quote unquote, we're talking about, they're going to buy up those playoff tickets just so they can see Taylor Swift at the playoff game. And that is going to take away, I mean, it's still money if you're the Chiefs organization from a money standpoint, business-wise. You're still getting money and getting revenue, probably getting more than you've ever seen before. But they are taking away the opportunity for I don't want to say a real NFL fan, but someone that wants to come to these games and is actually a fan of the Chiefs, not just a fan of Taylor Swift. Now, I'm sure there's both people in the crowd that are fans of Taylor Swift and the NFL and the Chiefs or whatever. But you're going to have those people, and we all know it's true because we see like ticket sales for things, the way people act about things. There are people there just for Taylor Swift, and granted, they're spending their money. From a business standpoint, it looks really good. But you're taking away opportunities for people to come see the game that are actually there for the Chiefs. Support the Chiefs, not just, I get to see, maybe get to see Taylor Swift, blah, 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 and things. So that's the other issue that I'm running into. That's maybe why she's bad for the NFL, is these diehard NFL fans who are really wanting to go watch, let's say, the Kansas City Chiefs, or let's say they end up, I'm just a Miami Dolphins fan, but let's say they end up playing in Miami in the playoffs. If Miami makes the playoffs and gets home field advantage or something, that I know there's people all over the world, but there's going to be people in Miami that buy the tickets just to go see Taylor Swift there, and they're going to take away from the Dolphins fans and the Chiefs fans, and I'm going to say the Chiefs fans that want to drive all the way from Kansas City to Miami, because there are people that do that. There are people that come from out of state, doesn't have to be just from Kansas City, to go watch teams like that. That's their favorite team, so they're going to go watch them, and then you're going to have these Swifties come in and take all the tickets. I won't say all the tickets, but some tickets from everybody, to where it's, you know what I mean? It's a lose-lose situation if you're on the, I don't want to say a lose-lose situation. It's a win-lose situation if you're the NFL. You're winning because you are selling tickets, you are getting money, you're making profit. Probably more, like I said, generating more ticket sales, revenue, jerseys, merchandise than you've ever seen before at the moment because of that. But it's a lose situation because, like I said, you're getting all that money and everything, but you are losing out on the real NFL fans that are there for the game and there to watch football, not just to maybe see Taylor Swift. And then maybe the other bad thing about this is, just like I said, just coming up with stuff here. Another bad thing that could be bad for the NFL is it's really kind of a distraction. I know I was talking about it with someone. Since Monday morning when I woke up and I was like looking at the NFL headlines, I should have kept count because I probably would have been really amazed by that stat. But there was an unruly amount of headlines, like NFL Network, I'm going to say NFL Network, but NFL stories and everything like that just revolved around Taylor Swift. Not the other things that were going on in the NFL, not like the Seahawks-Carolina game that ended up being a really good game. They talked about Taylor Swift being at the Chiefs game. And like I said, I could care less. I'll get to that in a minute. I want to hear about the NFL. I'm an NFL fan. I want to hear about these other games going on, because for someone that doesn't have cable, I watch things online, so I don't get all these games, especially like I keep using the Seattle-Carolina game. I didn't get that in network, but that ended up being a really good game. Another one, like the Cardinals-Cowboys. I mean, I know people want to watch the Cowboys lose, but that really wasn't talked about that much. I mean, it's still newsworthy and it's talked about, but not near as much as I've been seeing these Taylor Swift headlines like, "Oh, Taylor Swift is at the game, blah 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 blah." Like, that's not why the sport is played. It's not played to watch Taylor Swift come to a Chiefs game and support her boyfriend. I'm glad she's doing that because like I said, that's great on her part, great on Travis's part, that he has support, blah 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 blah. But that's not why people watch the game. I know there's some that are tuning in just for that, but it's kind of a distraction. Um, so in terms of it's once again, it's a win-lose situation. People are talking about Taylor Swift, which means they're talking about the Chiefs. They're talking about the NFL. Just the Chiefs in the NFL, though. They're not talking about all these other ones. So it kind of takes away from all the hard work and effort that a lot of these athletes are putting in just to get overshadowed by a music singer coming to watch an NFL game. Um, but that's here nor there. It's up for everybody to decide. I'll give you my opinion, and I'll kind of end this here because I don't really want this to be a super long thing. Personally, I don't I don't want to say I'm not a fan of Taylor Swift. I really don't care. That's the best way to put it. I mean, if her song comes on the radio, I'll listen to it if it's a good one. But I'm not one of these people that are like live and breathe Taylor Swift. Like I don't see the fascination with it. And maybe I'm like that with the NFL, and maybe these people that are fascinated with Taylor Swift are like, well, why are you so fascinated with the NFL? Blah 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 blah. It's just this. Granted, it is, and you have the right to worship or do whatever you want and like whatever you want. But in the end of the day, to me, and this all reverts back to what I'll make the title of this video, is Taylor Swift good for the NFL? Everything I've seen so far, and granted this has only been 1 week, so this is quite a bit of an overreaction. I don't think she's good for the NFL. Personally, just because this is just like I said, my opinion and things based on I've seen for the last couple of days. Like I said, a lot of those headlines were about Taylor Swift, not the Chiefs or the NFL or any other thing that was going on. Maybe somebody put up a crazy stat line. One thing I'm going to use, just because I'm a Dolphins fan, the Dolphins put up 70 points. 70 points. And granted, it's talked about, and people are like, they mention it on like, I'm going to say like, I'm going to call things out, like SportsCenter and these newspaper articles. They are talking about it, but the big thing is, let's mention Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. And I'm all fine with the Travis Kelce part because, I mean, he's in the NFL. He's a star player, and he's one of the best players in the NFL, if not arguably the greatest tight end of all time. I personally think wrong, but that's neither here nor there again. I'm fine if they talk about that, but what they're talking about and what these headlines are, it is to talk about Taylor Swift. Not about the NFL, not about football, and like I said, the work these athletes put in. You can call me a non-Swiftie or anti-Taylor Swift if you want. I really don't care. She's good music. She has good music. She's a good musician, great artist. I just don't see all the hype in it. Like, I'm here to watch the NFL. I'm here to watch football. I'm here to watch who is the best team in the NFL, who is the greatest quarterback, who blah, 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 all that stuff. That's what I'm here to watch. I'm not here. I don't care about Taylor Swift going up, sitting with Travis and Jason Kelce's mom. I mean, nothing against Travis and Jason Kelce's mom. She's a sweet woman, I'm sure. I don't care to sit there and watch that on camera. I want you to talk about football. I want you to talk about the X's and O's. That's why I watch the game. I know it's entertainment, and that's part of it, but that's not why people are there. People are not there to watch her. So in general, I guess if you had, like, back to the title of this video, my personal opinion is no. But, like I said, that's just my opinion. Some people think it's really good, and I kind of gave you some of the things on my head reasons I thought it was good. She's a great marketing person. It's a great marketing idea just to have her. Could you imagine if these two get married? What the news would be, especially if Travis is still in the NFL at that time. Everything that's going on, it's a money machine, and they could have slogans, everything like that, do whatever. Like I said, money machine, to where they're generating millions and millions of dollars just off of her wearing Chiefs gear and everything like that, because all these people who Swifties will go and buy Travis Kelce gear, and they already have Travis Kelce gear, Kansas City Chief gear, everything, just because Taylor Swift is dating someone from the Chiefs. So it's kind of good and bad. But I'll end it there because I am going to do a stream here. I'll put up another video. I'll make this a separate video itself. I don't really know how well it went. But if we like things like this and I kind of have more things to talk about, I'll start doing more like this. I eventually want to get a camera set up and everything so I can put my head in just to give it more of a personal feel and everything. But that'll eventually come later on down the road. But thanks for watching. Leave a like and comment if you think Taylor Swift's good for the NFL. I'd like to hear everybody's opinions. So thanks for watching, and we will see you later.